Xavier, hi. We're at DIMDEX 2026 here in Doha, Qatar. And I'm very pleased to meet once again with French Navy Rear Admiral Eugène, commander of the French forces deployed to the Middle East and the Indian Ocean. Admiral, good morning. It's great to see you again. Rear Admiral Eugène, good morning, Xavier. Great to see you again as well. Xavier, of course, the last time I had the opportunity to interview you, it was at sea on board the air defense destroyer Naval, where you were the commanding officer. You are now known in the French Navy as ALINDIA. What does this acronym mean? Rear Admiral Eugène. ALINDIA is the acronym for the commander of the French maritime forces in the Indian Ocean. In addition, I have two responsibilities. The first is Joint Commander of the French forces in the Middle East, and the second is Commander of the French naval forces in the Indian Ocean. Xavier, why is it important for France to maintain a presence in this region? Rear Admiral Eugène, France has maintained a military presence in this region for decades because we have many interests here. First of all, France is an Indian Ocean nation, as we have overseas territories such as La Réunion and Mayotte. More than 2 million French citizens live around the Indian Ocean. Secondly, France is a balancing power whose mission is to contribute to stability and peace in the region. Our military presence supports French operations in the Middle East and the Indian Ocean, including the fight against terrorism under Operation Camel. We also contribute to maritime security through missions such as the European ASPIDES mission and the Combined Maritime Forces, or CMF. Within this framework, we combat various forms of trafficking, including weapons and drug trafficking. Another key mission is strengthening partnerships in the region. We have long-standing agreements and partnerships with many regional nations developed over decades. Finally, our mission is to be ready in the event of a crisis, to protect French citizens and interests in the region, as well as European interests. To accomplish these missions, France permanently deploys between 1,500 and 2,000 troops in the region across three main components: land, sea, and air forces. Xavier, you previously mentioned ASPIDES, which is the European mission in the Red Sea. There have been many incidents recently. What is the current situation as of January 2026? Rear Admiral Eugène, perhaps we can go back to 2024. ASPIDES is a European Union maritime mission that was launched in February 2024 due to the major threats in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, primarily caused by Houthi militia attacks. Since that time, there were numerous attacks against maritime traffic. The primary mission of ASPIDES has been to protect freedom of navigation in the Red Sea, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, and the Gulf of Aden. Since the ceasefire in Gaza almost 3 months ago, the situation has become calmer. There have been no attacks since September 2025. However, we continue to monitor the situation very carefully and remain ready to intervene if necessary, as we have done many times before. We are still conducting close escort operations for maritime traffic. For example, in 2025, France escorted more than 100 ships through the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. The French Navy has also rescued sailors from ships that were hit, saving their lives. So I would say the situation is currently calm. We are seeing maritime traffic slowly increase again in the Red Sea and the Suez Canal. But the situation remains fragile as it largely depends on developments, particularly in Gaza. Xavier, Admiral, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Rear Admiral Eugène, thank you.